As strange as it may sound, two-headed animals have been documented in human history since the first time modern man began recording scientific findings. In fact, there are quite a number of animals that exhibit this strange and unusual phenomenon. We're talking snakes, turtles, cows, sheep, pigs, and of course, human beings. So, in this list, we'll be taking a look at 10 of the most unusual and weird displays of the condition known as polycephaly in different animals as well as human beings. Number 10. Two-headed turtle. Picture fishing in a pond or a lake, and then suddenly coming across a two-headed turtle. Would that not freak you out? I know it would. Heck, I'd be paddling out of that pond faster than you can blink. Well, it turns out that there have been quite a number of two-headed turtles collected in different parts of the world, but specifically in the United States and China. Unlike in mammals, where polycephaly seems to really affect the lifespan of the animals, in reptiles such as turtles, the animals seem to be completely fine and can live for years, if not decades. For example, a two-headed turtle was found at a market in China. Its new owner noted that it was in great shape and ate much more than regular turtles in the wild. I guess it's eating for two, huh? Or two eating for one. Now that's a hard nut to crack. Number 9. Two-headed cow. There are a few things that rarely freak out farmers. I mean, these guys have seen it all. From live births to the death of their beloved animals. Farmers are in the perpetual cycle of life and death with their livestock. But imagine waking up one morning to discover that your cow just gave birth to a two-headed calf. What would you do? One thing's for sure, you definitely freak out. And that's the case with one particular farmer from Lanzhou, China, who woke up one morning to find that his cow had given birth to a two-headed calf that could barely get up on its own and walk. I bet he thought he was in the Twilight Zone or something. Number 8. Two-headed bearded dragon. Of all the cool but freaky animals that exhibit polycephaly, I bet a two-headed bearded dragon definitely tops your list. And the best thing about them is that they are reptiles, so they can function extremely well having the condition. Heck, this is one pet that would definitely be a conversation starter at any party. In fact, before you is Zack and Wheezy, a rare and exotic two-headed bearded dragon that was owned and raised by Barbara and Frank Whitty of Fowler, California. Now this is a pet that's worth having in your home. Number 7. Two-headed rattlesnake. Where are all my snake lovers at? If you fancy snakes, then a 2-for-1 special is definitely something you'll love. I mean, this two-headed rattlesnake is quite the sight for sore eyes, if you just ask me. Just like the two-headed bearded dragon, I'm sure this pet will definitely have people talking whenever they come to visit you. While quite a number of people in America own two-headed rattlesnakes, the most famous one is currently in captivity at the terrarium in the Zeitzeg Zoo in Germany. You can go check him, or is it them, out any day. Number 6. Two-headed pig. Our journey to the weird wonders of polycephaly doesn't end here. Yet again, we have another animal that's well known for different cases of polycephaly throughout the world. We're talking about pigs, of course. In fact, one of the most popular cases in the world has to be one of the two-headed pig that was born in the village of Zhejiang in the eastern part of the Jiangxi province of China. After it was born, a local veterinarian in the area said that it was suffering from a rare deformity, and therefore the chances of it surviving for more than a year were slim. Turns out he was right, as the two-headed pig didn't live for very long. Number 5. Two-headed salamander. Reptiles. Aren't they just the coolest when they exhibit polycephaly? Heck, they don't seem to have a problem adapting to the conditions of their genetic deformity. In fact, a two-headed salamander tadpole was discovered by the Community Ecology Lab of the University of Haifa in Israel. Several reasons have been suggested by scientists for the mutation, such as pollution of water, radiation changes, or inbreeding in a small population. Whatever the case may be, you've got to admit, this salamander looks pretty awesome. Number 4. Two-headed tortoise. Just like turtles, tortoises can also exhibit polycephaly, and similar to their close cousins, they don't seem to have any problem living with the mutation at all. If anything, tortoises hold the record for being the oldest surviving polycephaly animals in the world. His name is Janos, and he lives in the Geneva Museum of Natural History. He is a two-headed Greek tortoise that loves to eat salads and take comfortable naps. I wonder what are some of the inside jokes the two tortoises tell each other. Oh, hey Bob, you're an ugly tortoise. Well, Tim, I guess that makes two of us. Number 3. Two-Headed Cat. Louie and Frank were the names of a unique cat that from the first impression looked like it originated from a page right out of a science fiction novel. It possessed a very rare mutation, which in nature is known as craniofacial duplication, or in layman terms, diprosopia. What spurs this exact mutation is unknown, but cats born with it are referred to as Janos cats. Named after Janos, a Greek god depicted to have two faces and was responsible for all transitions through doorways and gates in ancient Rome. Despite diprosopia being well documented in felines, the animals rarely live for more than a few days. However, Frank and Louie defied all odds and lived for a record 15 years before dying in December of 2014. They currently hold the Guinness Book of World Records title for being the oldest Janos cats, and their life story is simply amazing. They were owned by veterinary technician Marty Stevens, who decided to adopt them when the initial owner had brought them into the clinic to be euthanized. The cats were truly bizarre in that they had one functional brain with 3 eyes. Their center eye, which was the largest of the 3, was not functional. Additionally, the cats only ate with Frankie's face because Louie's jaw was underdeveloped, and his face was also not connected to their esophagus. Yet, despite all of these hardships, Marty Stevens managed to look after the cats for an impressive 15 years. And now we've come to the best pick of the day. Two-headed bears and snakes in this world? It kind of feels like you entered into that Hollywood movie Annihilation, doesn't it? What would you do if you came across such an animal? I bet you'd find the nearest tree and climb it as fast as possible, right? So would I. Number 2. Two-Headed Lizard. Yet again, we have another amazing reptile on this list. Say hello to your two-headed lizard friend. Unlike other reptiles, two-headed lizards are extremely rare. In fact, one of the most famous cases is a two-headed bobtail lizard that lives in Perth, Australia. And guess what? It eats from both heads. However, the larger head has tried attacking the smaller one quite a number of times, and its movement is difficult as both heads control its back legs. Sounds like a really messed up case of sibling rivalry, if you ask me. Number 1. Two-headed human being. Lastly, we have polycephaly in human beings. In fact, the condition can be quite complex in humans because of how delicate our internal organs are. The most recently recorded case of human polycephalism is that of a two-headed baby girl that was born in the Inbusina General Hospital on August 10, 2016 in Gresik, Indonesia. She was diagnosed with parapagus and respiratory failure from the minute of birth. That being said, there have been instances of human polycephalism where individuals have lived well over their 20s. And with that being said, we've come to the end of this video. So, which cases of polycephalism really surprised you the most? Let us know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel as we produce new content every week.